This is the Group 7 News Team Nightly News, featuring lead news anchor Charlie Reitz, reporter Morgan Painter, at sports David Titus, and our cameraman Chris Henderson. Hello and welcome to Group 7 News. I'm Charlie Reitz with the latest updates. Tonight's broadcast will feature unique stories, all related and tied to an organization and processes of a University of Iowa management class team. Now we go to David.
Thank you, Charlie. Our first story tonight is with our interviewer, Morgan Painter, who's interviewing the CEO of Business as Usual, Chris Henderson.
Thanks, David. Today we're discussing the processes of Mr. Anderson's company. Mr. Anderson, your world-renowned company, Business as Usual, has dominated the competition. What's your team's process for success?
Ms. Painter, our team met regularly once a week to talk through what needed to be accomplished before each meeting.
Did you have deadlines for these meetings?
We had set deadlines for each member each week.
How did your team create process gains and avoid process losses?
Ms. Painter, may I call you Morgan?
Miss Painter is fine. Thank you.
May I ask why I can't call you Morgan? Back in college we used to be...
Mr. Anderson, let's get back to the matter at hand. How did your group create process gains while avoiding process losses?
As specified by Dr. Crawford, our team used the process gain method of load balancing by delegating tasks of each of our first three projects. We avoided social loafing by having specific attainable goals at each group meeting, which allowed us to stay on topic.
Are there any ways you think your company could improve?
Yes, every company has room for improvement. Our team could have done a better job using our team meeting times more effectively. Some of our meetings became more of a social time. According to Levine and Hogg, I read this yesterday, by the way, this is another way of saying social loafing, where motivation is lost in the group setting when we know how to produce better work individually.
Are you and your team close?
If you're asking, no, I'm not seeing anyone at the moment.
I was not implying that at all. I was just wondering.
Would you be interested in getting some coffee later? Starbucks has a new peppermint mocha.
We have a breaking news segment. Intro to Management group member has been missing meetings and other members must compensate for their disappearance. Going out to David Titus out in Iowa City, Iowa. Over to you, David.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm in Iowa City with witnesses to a missing persons report of University of Iowa Intro to Management group member Charlie Reitz. Reitz has been missing 2 consecutive group meetings this past week. I'm here with a witness who claims to have seen Reitz leaving Pancheros with a massive amount of burritos. I saw him leaving Pancheros with like 50 burritos. I didn't see them, but I smelled them.
Charlie has missed our past few group meetings. This has really put our team at a standstill. We just want him to come back so we can get our group back on track. We just need all effort from every group member right now.
So tell me, how's your team cope with the mysterious disappearance? According to psychnet.apa.org, conflict can interfere with team performance and reduce satisfaction because it produces tension, antagonism, and distracts teams from doing their tasks.
Our missing member seems to be more motivated by Alderfer Erg's theory, which is more of a sense of belongingness, to love, to social aspects, and he's really just motivated by sleep, and that's why he missed our meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Back to you, Charlie.
Thanks, David. I'm here with Chris Haberstock, talking about a recent university study concerning team communication. This research has claimed individual responsibility, knowledge of roles, and problem solving to be among the most effective group communication tactics. Chris, what has been the most important aspect of your team's communication this season?
Well, Charlie, our team used the app GroupMe to meet up at the court, and every member was responsible to answer if they could make the meetings within 24 hours of our captain sending out the meeting time.
Sounds like a solid plan. Were there times when things went well or didn't go well with your communication?
Yes, I remember this one time we had a meeting on a Friday afternoon that only David showed up to. The poor use of communication to find a time where we were all available made it difficult for everyone to meet up on time. We failed to use the planning function of management, and we did not set goals to decide on the action.
We could have avoided this miscommunication by setting a time where everyone would make it at the previous meeting.
Seems like you know what to do next time. Any comment on when things went well?
Yes, actually. On the first project, we set times and agendas for all the meetings. This made the meeting times more smooth and productive. We finished the project in the matter of a few hours and ended up being successful on it.
That is great. Any last comments about your team and your teams in general?
Yes, actually. There's this study, Relative Importance of Business Communication Skills, and it showed that executives of Fortune 500 companies tend to place great importance on oral and written skills that are essential for the company and its outside source. In our case, we can use this information to continue to see the importance of communication and how to be effective with it.
And there you have it with Chris Haberstock. Back to you, David.
Our last story for the evening. Upcoming rapper Lil Boss releases information regarding his newest manager switch.
Lil Boss, your music is really blowing up. Do you think this is due to the change in managers?
I don't want to talk badly about any of my managers, but my previous manager, David Titles, struggled to keep me and my producers on track for our album release deadline. He had over 6 documents for our project, and it became confusing and unorganized until we went back and organized it into one document.
And your new manager, Christopher Hawkinson, has kept you guys on track? According to an article called What Great Managers Do from the Harvard Business Review, great managers learn each of their team members' unique traits to better manage them as a whole. Has Christopher Hawkinson been this type of manager?
I believe so. Christopher gave our team frequent updates on our upcoming meetings and deadlines. He used SMART goals to give our team realistic and achievable goals that motivated us to stay on track.
Thanks for your time, Lil Boss. Back to you, David. This will conclude our Group 7 news report for this evening. Thanks for watching, and until next time.